So I want to start off by saying I'm not hating on the individual people in this video. I know in the thumbnail I'll probably have like Geeks and Gamers or Critical Drinker in the thumbnail. I'm not attacking them, more so the idea of what they're doing and that type of stuff. Because I know that these YouTubers have a fandom, and I'm not going to go in specifically to them all that much per se, like in their specific details, like the specific videos, more so the like that type of content, like those type of YouTubers that make these type of videos. So I want to also start by saying that I used to watch those two people, more so Geeks and Gamers rather than Critical Drinker, because I used to watch Geeks and Gamers after The Last Jedi came out, because that film divided the Star Wars fandom, and so I watched his content in 2018, 2019, because, you know, at that time the fandom was very divisive, and the narrative was that Lucasfilm doesn't care about Star Wars, and everything that was being made in that year and a half time frame was bad. You know, that was the narrative. And so I watched his content and Critical Drinkers videos, and I guess a couple others, but they're not really that important, because eventually when Mandalorian came out, the narrative changed, because it turns out, no, there are people in Lucasfilm that care about the content in Star Wars, that being Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And in the years after The Mandalorian first came out, we're seeing more shows sort of not be in the same quality as the sequel trilogy was. But once The Mandalorian came out, those two and many others, they just didn't stop criticizing Lucasfilm. And every single Disney Plus show that came out, they just criticized it so much. And it's really annoying, because I see it in my feed, because I stopped watching them. Like I said, I used to watch them a lot, but when the pandemic happened in 2020, I just stopped watching all the negative YouTubers, because like I didn't want to get too depressed all the time, and that helped me out in the long run a lot, because I am happier now without watching them. And so I do occasionally go back to their channels a little bit. Even for this video, I did like check a little bit to see what they were doing, just scrolling through the channel page, and they're still doing the same stuff, but it's no longer Star Wars. Over the last couple of years, they've been focusing more on Disney and anything that's quote-unquote woke, which that's sort of the thing that I kind of get into, where they went from talking about, criticizing movies that they don't like, to it being just a much grander scale of these people don't like liberal Hollywood. That's what it is, rather than like actually criticizing the movie. And so that's why I kind of stopped watching. So like maybe I would have stuck around if they just stopped that agenda, because it's really clear the people that Critical Drinker and Geeks and Gamers they hang out with during their podcasts, I can tell that they are the right-winged Republicans. And it's really funny for me to say this, because like this has nothing to do with Star Wars. But that's sort of thing that they kind of made it more than just Star Wars. They made it political, and that's why their fan base, and I don't hate you if you like are a fan of them, because you have your reasons for following them. I don't care, because they are funny. Their videos, well, especially the Critical Drinkers videos, are sometimes in a very satirical way, and that's why I say sometimes I do watch them here and there, just to see what they're doing. So I call them the woke channels, because they just say everything's woke. And like when I was watching them back in the day, I kind of agreed, but nowadays, stuff is not woke anymore. Their opinions are just there to feed the algorithm, because they know there's an audience that hates, that type of stuff. They hate modern Hollywood, they hate the woke stuff, so they appeal to that audience, even though they don't agree with it. 'Cause I bet they don't agree with it. I bet that they like some of the shows and movies they bash into and say that it's woke, even though like it's not. Or if they say it is, it's just one single scene in a movie. That's what Hollywood does. They just add one scene that that try to appeal to people, and they claim to be woke. That's why I say it's convoluted, because they're appealing to an audience to get more clicks and more views, which means more money for them. It's just a way to get money. And I'm at a point where I don't believe they say what they say is they believe. I believe that they just say it for the sake of saying it to get clicks. Now, I can be wrong in that, because I don't watch them. I don't watch every single one of their videos. And I just try to avoid it. Even though on this channel I have talked about, the identity politics sometimes. I don't like talking about it because this channel is a Star Wars channel. I want to talk about Star Wars stuff and Lucasfilm and what their upcoming projects are. Not talking about identity politics, but, sometimes you kind of have to, because, there is some truth in what these YouTubers are saying, because because with School Trilogy coming out, there was identity politics in there. A little bit of it, but not to what they were saying. They say everything's woke, but then they say some things aren't because it's an exception, because most people like it. Like the things that everyone likes, like for Star Wars, when Andor came out, everyone liked it, so, the woke channels didn't really cover that all that much. Maybe because there was nothing to really grab people's attention of, because people liked it. And there was no major George Lucas character that they can just attach to a thumbnail, unlike Ahsoka, where they just have all this ridiculous thumbnails of just, Ahsoka, just crazy ass stuff that, just trying to get their point across, their narrative. Regardless if they believe it or not, that's just what they're doing, and you can't stop them. That's the sad thing. You can't stop them. I stopped watching them. The whole narrative that Lucasfilm is bad and woke has been away for many, many years. Ever since The Mandalorian came out, that stopped, and I'm glad it did. That was just me ranting, because I've been seeing their videos keep popping up, and it's just, whenever a new Star Wars show or a new Disney project comes out, or anything coming out from Hollywood, it's just the same garbage over and over again. They're spewing the same thing, and it's just annoying, and I just wanted to explain myself. Like I said, I'm not here to hate on Geeks and Gamers and the Critical Drinker themselves. I'm sure they're fun people to hang out with, but in terms of their videos and their channel and like the messages they're pursuing, it's just, I don't think they believe it, but I think they're just doing it to just get money and clicks and keep their channel relevant, because that's what they built their channel on, and I think they're too deep to change their content. At least I don't think they can, but, the future is always changing, so I don't know. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm gonna go now, so goodbye everyone.